Marilyn Mazur, on the drums and in her element. Her mastery of percussion has been dubbed shamanic in reference to her magical style.
It's a way of living. It's like being on stage is creating a beautiful world where you can play with the energies and be together in a different way, and the words are not so important, but the vibrations are important.
Marilyn Mazur and her band Celestial Circle run a sound check at the Bonn Jazz Festival. She turned 60 earlier this year and has been performing on stage for some 4 decades now. Even today, a woman on drums is more the exception than the rule.
When I was about 19 years old, I decided to play drums. And one reason was, of course, there were no other women playing drums at the time, so that was an extra challenge. And I thought, I have to see what will happen if I do this.
Marilyn Mazur is a legend. She's the only woman ever invited by Miles Davis to play in his band. She's also played with Norwegian saxophone player Jan Garbarek.
In Europe, we've developed some other ways of expressing ourselves in music. So even if we play jazz, it has other colors in it, which I feel more at home in. I grew up in Denmark, and the whole Scandinavian sound has these, dreamy, now I use that word again, there's some dreamy qualities in the music.
In just 6 years, the Bonn Jazz Festival has grown from a local gathering to a world-class event. It's now attended by musicians from Germany, Israel, Denmark, Italy and Switzerland. And of course, the source of the genre, the United States. Of the 20 musicians appearing at this year's festival, 7 are women. It used to be a very exclusive male domain, but fortunately it's been slowly and steadily opening up, and the women we've got on the bill this time speak for themselves. They're really fantastic artists. Among this year's big names, Lizz Wright from the United States.
Blue as, blue as a crying sky, with no...
Wright grew up in Georgia with the gospel tradition. Her father was a preacher.
There is no difference between gospel music and my music because I grew up with gospel music. It's like there's milk and gospel music. You know, it's like it was such a part of the environment.
Lizz Wright had just turned 20 when her first album took the jazz charts in the US and Europe by storm in 2003. Her 4th release, Freedom and Surrender, is due to be out this September. The musicians backing her up at the Bonn Jazz Festival are also among the finest. They've played with the luminary likes of Aretha Franklin and Chaka Khan.
There are quite a few women who are singing jazz. There aren't as many of us playing jazz. I would like to see there be quite a bit less difference between women singers and women instrumentalists, and it really be all the same.
For me, when I make female groups, it's also for pure pleasure, because it feels very nice to be with someone of the same kind.
Together with singer Josephine Kronholm, Marilyn Mazur has formed an all-women band in the past. They'll be getting together again for Marilyn's tour later this year. Feminist principles no longer play the part they did in her early years. These days, she's out to make music and have fun.